Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Friday, July the 21st, 2023. Friday, July the 21st. Well, yeah, it's all right. Okay. We have Carly. Carly goes to see Drew in Pentonville, and they catch up, and she goes, I know you didn't want me to come so soon, but I had to see you. Oh, he's glad she's there, and blah, blah, blah. So he ends up saying to Sonny he's got some men protecting him, and Cyrus Renault has already approached him, and she's like, oh my God, we got to get you out of here, Carly. You can't get him out of there. And then he's like, what's going on in Port Charles? She tells him Willow's home, and um, then he wants to know about her $5 million. And she goes, that fine. And she goes, Drew, we do not have to talk about this. He goes, look, it's all hanging over your head. And so she goes, Diane has a plan. And he goes, what is it? She goes, well, I don't know yet. She says it'll take a little time. So she goes, but I have resources. And he goes, not selling your house, not selling your house. And she says, Drew, that was the house I shared with Sonny. Yes, the kids grew up there. It has a lot of memories, but those memories are going to go with me wherever I go. It's a house. Oh, but I'm going to sell Aurora. And she goes, no, Diane already said, I can't take money from you, from Sonny, from Michael, none of you. And he goes, oh, Diane does know her stuff. Yeah, she does know her stuff, Drew. So anyway, they goo-goo-eye each other and blah, blah, blah. And what was so interesting is Carly leaves because time's up. Drew is walking back, was supposed to be walking back to his cell, but here we go in the visiting area. They've got couches, and Cyrus Renault is just as relaxed reading, probably his Bible, but really he's checking out everybody that's getting guests. That's how he was able to go over and speak to Esme. Now, what kind of prisoner has those kind of privileges? That you can chill in the visitor waiting room and just approach anyone you want. Who does that? What if, let's say, a victim's family member, a victim he victimized, family members coming to see that person, and he just walks up to him? No, prisoners aren't supposed to have access to that room unless they are receiving visitors, right? But you know what? Pentonville works for some. So Drew walks up to him, and we don't know what is going to transpire. Now, Carly did tell him about Curtis. He's worried about Curtis, and he wants to know who else was out there on that pool. So she told him about Anna and Sonny, and I'm thinking, is he going to automatically think that Sonny was the target? But I don't know. Most people do think that, but because most people don't know about Anna's threats made to Anna, right? So that was that scene. Then we still have Ava, Austin, Sonny, Ava at the Port Charles Grill. And Sonny is just, oh my goodness, coolly interrogating Austin. Sonny even makes a toast. And it wasn't no veiled threat toast. I forget what it was. But Austin did not even lift his glass. And so Sonny looks at him, and Sonny says, what's the matter, Austin? You don't like my toast? And Austin says, one thing I've learned about you, something about, how he felt family is the most important thing to him, and blah, blah, blah. Because Sonny said, look, Ava could do whatever she wants, but I'm going to know the person that's brought around my daughter. And he goes, and I just want to assure you that I haven't been around Avery a lot, but she does think of me as a friend. And me as a parent would say, let me tell you something. How could she think of you as a friend? Like you said, you haven't been around her a lot. You just barely are dating her mother. So no, my 7-year-old doesn't think of you as a friend, and I don't want you to even think of her as a friend. You get my message? No. Mm-mm. But Sonny didn't say that, but Sonny's just looking at it. So then Austin gets a phone call. He goes and he answers it outside, and it's Mason, and he's telling Mason that he has to take care of the guy that just showed up, and demanding payment pretty much in front of everybody, right? And then he comes back in, and Sonny gets a call from, who calls Sonny and tells him about Sasha? Was it Maxie? I forget who called. Maybe it was Maxie called Sonny and told him. And he goes, Sasha, what? He goes, oh, I'll be right there. So he's on his way. And Nina says, wait, what happened? He goes, oh, Sasha's in trouble again. She's at GH. So Nina's like, I'm going with you. So they both go. But we have Curtis. Let's go to Curtis. Curtis is, can't feel his legs. He's kind of freaking out, which a lot of people, trust me, you wake up from surgery, didn't even know you got shot, wake up, find out you get shot, and now you can't feel your legs. Okay. That is a tough pill to swallow. But the doctor was trying to tell him, look, I've got to get your last test results. I've got to go over them. Because he goes, one scenario is there was a lot of deep bullet fragments. And so it was a very difficult surgery and you almost die. It takes patients some time, a matter of days, before they get all of their senses back. So Curtis said, looked at the doctor. He says, okay, so what you're telling me, this is just temporary. And the doctor said, I'm telling you that's one of the scenarios. So Curtis says, well, what's another scenario? And the doctor says, I will give you those scenarios once I get more test results back, right? Because the doctor's looking at Curtis like, well, you feel in the other scenario. you can't walk, right? But anyway, he leaves. Portia and TJ, comfort Curtis. And TJ leaves the room. He says he has to go check on a patient and he'll be back. And so he goes to meet with the doctor. And the doctor showed TJ the new test results, showed him the scans and everything, and showed him how, look, we removed every single bullet fragment there, that there's no more in him. And so TJ was looking at him. And I guess off camera, the doctor told him Curtis will not walk again. Because the next time we come back to them, the doctor's gone. TJ's in the office crying, hitting the desk with his fists, like, no. And he's hitting the desk. And Portia tells Curtis, listen, Curtis, because Curtis is doing this whole thing. I was coming to tell you how important you are to me and how we can't let another minute go by, being apart. And my whole thing is, Curtis, did you lose a little bit of your memory? You were telling Portia that before that day. And you want to know what Portia was telling you? You kissed Jordan. So I don't know, Curtis. I don't know if there's even a future for us. I don't even want to see you. That was Portia. Curtis was trying. Portia was, oh no. Right? So now we're forgetting all that. And Curtis, honey. And so he says, TJ's gone. And he said, yes, I can't wait. That's what I was coming to tell you. And so he goes, but when I get out of here and let's get some physical therapy, have them order that right away. She goes, well, it's a little too early for that. And he goes, because I'm going to get back on my feet and I'm going to take my wife dancing. And then we're going to start the rest of our life together. And she's like, that sounds good. That sounds good. Yes. I'm surprised Portia hasn't been there because I know Portia heard Curtis got shot. Well, yes, Portia heard Curtis got shot. Portia was there. I'm surprised Portia hasn't been back, right? So anyway, she leaves. And when she gets outside his room, she's kind of crying, like, oh no, please, please don't let it be. Don't let it be. She goes into TJ's office. He turns and he looks at her and he's crying, he's shaking his head. She goes, no, 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 no. You know, this actress has to cry a lot. I swear to God, every day she's acting, she's got to pull some kind of tear. Famous for it, right? Famous for pulling tears. So she's hugging TJ, he's hugging her, you know. And then the next scene, she comes around the corner, she wipes her tears and she straightens herself up and she puts a smile on her face and she walks in to the room and she, you know, to Curtis's room, and she's talking to him. And he starts talking. She goes, I told you I'd be back really soon. And he goes, and it couldn't be soon enough, and blah, blah, blah. So then she goes, Curtis, there's something I have to tell you. And I was thinking, girl, what you gonna tell him? You are not his physician? Wait, what? Right? She tells him he's paralyzed. She's the one that gives him the news. Forget the doctor, his actual physician of record should have been the one giving him the news. Okay, but Portia does. And Curtis ends up, you know, trying to digest it, tells her, I need some time alone. I just need to digest. I need to sit with this. So she goes, okay. And she leaves and she's kind of leaning against the wall by his door. And TJ comes up and she nods to him like, yes, I've told him. Okay, that's how we doing in General Hospital now. Goodness gracious, right? So TJ's looking at her very, very sad, right? So now we have, let's get on the Sasha QT. We have Diane, who, by the way, was dressed in a suit dress that was to die for. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. Diane Miller has such class. I just love the actress. I love her character. And I just love the way she carries Diane, right? So Robert's talking to her. And what I don't like is Robert's little nickname for her, Killer Miller. So Killer Miller. Well, you know your client's in a lot of trouble, Killer Miller. And so she's looking at him and she goes, you know, my client, I'm just coming here to see, to make sure my client gets the best representation. You will not be interrogating my client today. And he goes, I'm not here to interrogate Sasha Miller. Maxie gave me a phone call and she asked her Uncle Robert to make sure Sasha was treated fairly. And I thought, but you still are the district attorney, right? I don't care how many phone calls Maxie makes. What can you really do that won't look like crossing a line or favoritism? Robert? I don't know, right? So he goes, so for the first time, we're on the same side, Killer Miller. And I'm thinking, Diane, if you don't look at him and say, if you call me Killer Miller one more time, you will be dead. You know, so they get on the elevator together, the doors close, right? They get upstairs. Now, before they get upstairs, Sasha's already, you know, she's been brought in the wheelchair. They're taking her, the doctor's, her crooked shrink tells the police officer to put her in the exam room. And Gladys, once she's away, says, what did you give her? It wasn't supposed to be this bad. She almost killed a man. This is not, and he looked at her, he goes, shut up, Gladys. We all, because she goes, this is not what I wanted. He goes, shut up, Gladys. We all know what you wanted. You did your part. Now it's time for me to do mine. And he walks away, and Gladys is looking. And so he walks in the room, and she's with the little windows with the little blinds, and she's looking in like, I have home. Sasha home. So Diane comes up, and Gladys has the nerve to say, oh no, no. Sasha is not about to see any attorneys. Now, she's supposed to have Sasha's best interests at heart, right? Diane is representing Sasha. She would be the one you would want the person you care about to see. So she goes, so you're not getting in there. Diane looked at her and said, let me correct you on something, Miss Corbin. I don't take orders from you at all. Remind you of who you're speaking to. And we don't have a conversation. But Diane said something a little bit stricter than that to Gladys. And Gladys just like, huh? Right? And Diane just walked away from Gladys. Robert was already at the police, where the police officer was in front of the door. So Robert looked at Diane and said, Diane, you have 10 minutes. So she looks at Gladys, and she walks in, and Gladys just standing there like, huh? Diane walks in the room, and there was the doctor. He had already injected Sasha with something, right? And he's behind her. What happened? It was creepy the way he was looking. But when Diane walked in, she saw him. And he looked, and he stands up real quick because he's like whispering in her ear, so unprofessional. And Diane sees he's got his recorder right there. She said, Sasha, don't say another word. And she looked at that doctor. She says, and you turn off that recorder. And he grabs it, and he puts it in his pocket. And in my mind, I'm thinking, did he really turn it off? But I think she saw him push the button, and he put it in his pocket. And he says, you cannot just come in here. I am doing an official patient eval, psych eval. And Diane says, let me tell you something. I am this patient's attorney. And my title trumps your title every day. Right? And so she goes, Sasha, honey, and she bends down, and Sasha's like all in a fog in a day. You could tell this woman is drugged up out of her mind, right? And look, it don't look like they party drugs that she drugged up on, right? So Sasha, she goes, Sasha, honey, do you know who I am? Do you remember me? And she goes, yes. And she goes, that's right. I'm Diane Miller. I'm your attorney. I helped you before, and I'm here to help you now. So you need to listen to me. Don't say another word. So she goes, but doctor, and it's almost like his name is Montague. And I'm thinking, goodness, isn't that the same name they used on that file that was in Jackson's office, right? And so she goes, but doctor, so-and-so said, she goes, nah, never mind what he said. Listen to me. Not another word. Okay? Okay. And he goes, well, that doesn't matter. You too late. I've already got everything I need. And Diane should really be saying that you need for what, doctor? See? he's supposed to be impartial, right? What? I've already got everything I need. Yeah, something stinking about the whole situation, right? So Sonny, while Diane is inside, Sonny gets off the elevator, and Robert said Diane Miller's in with her right now, which I'm surprised Robert's even talking to Sonny, because you know Robert always likes to say bad things about Sonny. No, 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 no. Yes, Robert told him. So he goes, what happened? So Gladys, Sonny, we were at the pool and Sasha she just flipped. It came out of nowhere. And she stabbed Cody Bell. And Nina says, wait, no, that does not sound like Sasha. That's not right. So Gladys goes, first the shoplifting, and then this. And Nina's looking at Gladys. And so Sonny said, something isn't right, Gladys. And she looks at him. She said, I spoke with Sasha. No, Nina says, when I was with Sasha, she was fine. She's not talking about when she was at their apartment. She goes, a couple of weeks ago, Sasha was fine. And so Sonny says, I personally had a conversation with Sasha because she wanted to end her guardianship, Gladys. And Gladys is looking at him like, what are you trying to say? He goes, and Sasha was fine. Now, all of a sudden, she's not fine. He said, what's going on, Gladys? And he's just looking at her with those Sonny Corinthos eyes, right? Those Sonny Corinthos that you're like, oh my God, can he read my mind? Let me think about a cartoon. You know, because Gladys is, I don't know what you're trying to say. And he's got his hand like on his chin, like, See, so they're wheeling Sasha by, and the doctor's getting on the elevator too. See, he's going to go with her to Ferncliff because I know Kevin used to go. Oh, speaking of, they are sent, she got sent. Robert came back, said he talked to the judge. He says, she's being sent to Ferncliff. And he told Diane, I'm sorry, she's being sent to. Diane said, I know, Ferncliff, right? I don't know how Diane knew. What happened to Shady Brook? Shady Brook. She's going to Ferncliff for the criminally insane? Wow. And so Gladys is just looking like, oh, okay. And she goes, well, that place is okay, right? So Nina looks, she goes, Ferncliff? I was in Ferncliff. That's a horrible place. And Sonny's just looking at Gladys, right? Sonny's just looking. Hopefully, Sonny tells Brick, you hack into Sasha Gilmore's financials and you give me a report. Okay. Or better yet, doggone it, call Spinelli. Better yet. See, that's what pisses me off about Cody. Cody could have just simply told Spinelli, my guess is somebody needs to look into Sasha Gilmore's financials and see what that situation's looking like. That's all he would have to have said to Spinelli. He wouldn't have had to say Gladys did it because they all would have known Gladys did it. Oh my goodness. See, part of me does blame Cody for a lot of this. No, you don't have to bust out Miss Wu's operation, but you sure could bust out Gladys because we already got Sam looking into things. There was different clues Cody could have given, and it would have busted out Gladys. for spending Sasha's money. So anyway, that's it, everybody. That's it for Friday. Nothing else really major happened. Now there are 40 comments. Oh my goodness. 40, and actually, look, I guess I should say now there's 39 because I had a happy commenter that sole purpose was to come in and say the name of another channel like 8 times, trying to get all my recap, all you daily recap fans to go look at this new channel talking about how great it is. Look, I don't have a problem with other channels. My channel's only a year old, a year and a couple months. It started May 31st, 2022. So I'm a new kid on the block, right? But if it's one thing I never did, it's called professional courtesy. I didn't tell none of you recap fans to go over there and point everybody over on this direction. I mean, yes, sometimes people are zealous and they may say, hey, check out daily recaps. You could kind of tell, but I could kind of tell this person was either the new YouTuber themselves because they were plugging way too hard this other channel. So I just had to go delete. So now we have, you know, because you'll find them all on their own, right? The algorithms, YouTube's algorithms are going to point you in the direction of other channels. They're going to do that. That's why I make sure I'm still in the algorithms. That's how other people find me. YouTube will help them do it. So anyway, everybody, I'm going to go very random because I know I can't get through 40. I'm going to go 10 minutes. So let me start right now. I'm going to go from top and then I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. I'm going to do 5 on the top, 5 on the top. You know, I'm just going to go back and forth. Okay. Patty Ever After says, I'm not a fan of the Ned storyline. Anytime you can walk away from your children, grown or not, without an ounce of regret is a problem. Yeah, he checked on Leo, but he acted like it was a hardship. No vial. And then Gwendolyn says, it was not Portia's place to tell Curtis he was paralyzed. I'm with you, Gwendolyn, right? His doctor was supposed to tell him. I know this is a soap, but come on, guys, let's be a little more realistic. I am with you on that, Gwendolyn. Anita says, I don't care for how the writers are scripting Sasha and Cody's storyline. It is not fair to the many characters who care about Sasha. You must be many fans who care about Sasha, even Nina. Or you mean maybe characters on the show that care about Sasha. It's not fair. I don't like that at all. I'm disgusted in that. And then Lisa says, I was hoping for a few storylines to come to a conclusion, not go off in another direction. I like the current TJ. They need to find a new Molly that is at least 10 years younger and someone that resembles the first Molly more closely. And then Lisa says, Cody won't press charges against Sasha. It better not be the same crazy doctor he prescribed something on top of her antidepressant pills. That's what he said to Gladys, that they won't mix well. No, I think he said, well, on top of what she's already taking won't mix well, because she was on her meds. Let's see, her heart medication, remember? And Lisa says at Logan's department store, Sasha told Maxie her doctor gave her the magic pills and they made her feel great. Let me skip all the way to the bottom. Great comments, though, Lisa. Great comments. Linda says the actor who plays Alexis says the General Hospital actors cannot go on strike. They would be sued for breach of contract. So I guess they must show up. The show must go on. That's interesting that they can have that kind of clause. And you know what? ABC General Hospital, you better be treating your people like way right to think you could chokehold actors into something like that. See, there we go. Claretta says soap actors have a separate contract from regular television and film actors. Apparently, they have network contracts. So they have to continue to work. See, well, you learn something new, right? This is so true. Soap opera actors are under the net code contracts. They don't expire until 2024. Oh, if the contract actors don't work, they can be sued for breach of contract regarding the writers and directors. They can run out of script. They will start to use sub-writers. General Hospital have run out and now they're using sub-writers and directors. Well, we could sure tell. Lord have mercy, can we tell? Thank you so much, Claretta, Sabrina, and Linda for updating us on all of that. Excellent, because I did not know any of that. That's what the daily recap is for, everybody. Dacia says Gladys and that doctor should go to jail for what they're doing to Sasha. Gladys should pay for the sabotage of Sasha and stealing her money. I hope the judge will throw the book at Gladys and that doctor. I hope he loses his license to practice. And then Lisa says they both deserve prison time. They need to be with Heather and Ryan and have to put up with Cyrus. Well, remember, Ryan is dead. Ryan's not in Pittenville. He's dead. Sasha needs not to feel sorry for Gladys. She would say she's grieving Brando and try to play on Sasha's feelings. See, I know I'm stealing from you. I had you drugged. You almost killed somebody, but you know what? I'm still so sad. My son, yeah, no, that ain't working. That ain't working. And Lisa says Spencer needs to tell Trina what Portia is doing, saying the stuff she is telling him. I'm glad that Spencer is shutting down Esme when she is trying to pull his attention away from Trina. And then LaShawn says Esme Prince needs to ask Sam McCall to get in touch with her nanny, Maggie Fitzgerald. And then Sabrina says, I totally agree. I bet she knows what happened to her adoptive parents. And then we have Leanne says GH was good today. It was only because of Sean Peace wrote today's episode. Some days with GH are better than others. I don't even know who Shannon Peace is. P. Merle says now that that's the Sunny I love. It will be the meat hook for Oh Dear Austin. The Austin and Ava pairing is ridiculous. What's this, high school? And then Sabrina says, I think she is ready. She is already on leave. You mean Sasha? Of course she is. She had her baby May the 22nd, May 21st. So she is. So now we're just getting caught up to it. They should have just replaced her like with her sister like they did the first time. LaShawn says, where is Curtis Asper's Aunt Stella? I don't think that Hallie Pulas is coming back, which I don't like. You know, I mean, she was a pretty good Molly to me. And then LaShawn says, Sunny knows Ava keeps saying fire Pilar. Sunny asks Ava, is Austin the reason she wants a new nanny? Pilar haven't told Sunny Ava was searching for something. Someone says Gladys saw that woman filming and moved out of the way. Yeah, but guess what? The hotel cameras got everything. Heather knows Esme's adoptive parents. Wait, how does Heather know adoptive parents were met with foul play? She is playing mind games. She's been locked up. Find the nanny. I see Heather Weber can't play crazy anymore. Why the women and men in jail or in the same jail? I know. Now nosy Nina, Nina petty self would be in everybody's business, but Gladys has been under her nose. She still hasn't told Sonny about Gladys. Wanting to go tell the judge. Connect the dots. Okay, for some strange reason, Pentonville has always been like that. Men and women interact with each other. Remember, that's how Nell and Ryan were working together. Ryan stabbed her, right? So she could get out of Pentonville and go into the hospital. Remember, Alexis and Sean were together. Alexis was working with him to get his case overturned. I mean, yep, women and men and harmony. That's how she met Cyrus. So yep. Let's see. Let me go up a bit. Lucy says, when the cops interview Cody regarding Sasha and the stabbing, he better tell them he knows about Gladys. He ain't saying nothing about Gladys. Why? Just Gladys maybe started an altercation with him. Lisa says, I don't know why he has not told Sonny what is going on with Gladys. And Lucy says to Lisa, Cody could be blamed for Gladys losing Sasha's money. And Selena Wu, she won't let Cody lose. He has to continue the cricket card games. So Cody can't tell anyone. Yeah, he can't really tell about that, but he could just in a whole nother different conversation, point somebody to look at this in the Sasha's books. Lisa says, I figured that Miss Wu told them that no one could talk about the card games, especially Cody, since she makes him work. He works for her. She won't even let him quit now. Yep, she sure won't. Instead, he owes her for what Gladys and that creepy doctor won, plus 60% of the settlement from the WSB. She is one evil woman. And then we had a comment. I'm trying to go because I got 1 minute more. From someone said they did some research on the new actress playing Molly. Yeah, here we go. Sabrina says, hi, Daily Recap lady. I did some research and found the age of the now permanent actress who is playing Molly. She's 39 years old. And the actors that's playing TJ is 27. We have not seen them on screen together yet. I hope the chemistry is good. Well, you know what? Just seeing her with Sam and Christina, I didn't see the chemistry being good. I don't particularly like her style of acting. They could have done a better casting job with Molly. And if in fact she is that age, she is way too old to be Molly. Molly is got to be around 27. Let's dial that down a bit. Let's get her. I mean, even though, let's face it, older plays younger, not that much older playing younger at all. So let's recast. Let's throw it back. Oh, but you know what? We got the actors on strike now. Right. You know, but I guess they could get some more soap opera actors, a whole different contract. Okay. Do better. GH. Do better, because that's not the right Molly for the job. So anyway, that's it. That's it for Comment Corner. I'll be back on Monday with another daily recap of General Hospital.